I'll just hit a couple of things and then I'm sure there's a lot of situational questions or anything I can answer, but I'll cover a few things here that can hopefully help. For those of you who I haven't met, my name is Dan Goff. I am an insurance agent with Georgia Home and Auto Insurance, your partner insurance company. I'll say it now and in the end, we hope you refer your buyers to us, and those of you who do, thank you. We don't have a business without you. We're trying to help as many people as we can with the savings and eligibility for policies. Home insurance has been a hot topic for the past few years. It's still a struggling industry on the home insurance side. However, if it hasn't really impacted your business over the last 3 years, we're almost through the worst of it. Right before I got on this call, I just got another notification that another insurance company is coming back to the market that hasn't been there in like the last 3 years for new clients. So things are definitely getting better. One of the biggest topics has been roof coverage and roof age and eligibility guidelines. And if you haven't run into something with that with a seller or a buyer, then you've probably been really lucky. Um, I'd say probably like as little as 12 months ago, maybe even in a shorter period, I had insurance companies that would say, hey, we'll write a home insurance policy if the roof has been replaced in the last 5 years. If it hasn't been, we don't even want to talk about it. Then other ones were 10 years. Now, most of them are expanding back to 20 years for a roof. When you get outside of 20 years, it starts to become a really touchy subject for eligibility guidelines and pricing. We do have options for it, but a lot of times it gets pretty expensive. Some of them still do a 10-year guideline, some of them do a 15-year guideline. So we work with the clients, to figure out what they need to fit them for their house, what their plans are for the roof, if they, kind of know what's going on with it. Um, so a couple of the things that have really come up is, we run what's called a clue report on a house, which is it looks at the claims on the house for the last 7 years. So where this really comes into a good play is a lot of times we'll get connected with a buyer and they'll say, "Hey, I don't know the age of the roof." So they don't know what it is. Maybe the seller's disclosure says it or not. So we're trying to do our due diligence with the buyers to find out, okay, what is the roof age? Now we can look at if it's newer, it becomes eligible with all sorts of companies. And if it's within the last like 10 years or 5 years, it could be save them thousands of dollars on their home insurance. So the clue report will tell us if there's been a claim. A lot of times we can see, hey, 3 years ago, there was a $20,000 wind claim or a hail claim on the house. Now we can find out, was that for the roof, right? We can ask some questions and find out from the sellers, okay, that was a brand new roof was put on 3 years ago. The buyer didn't know to tell us that. Now they're open to pretty much every insurance company in the market. Um, so we find the clue report to look for the claims in the house so that you guys can have it and that the buyers can have it for their knowledge of what claims have been filed. But it's become more important than ever to find out to help find out what the roof age is, because again, it's the biggest thing. I was talking about eligibility guidelines for some of the companies. If a roof's older than 10 years, for example, one of our companies will say, hey, we'll write it, but it's going to go on like an actual cash value basis. So they'll say at 11 years old, we'll pay 70% of the roof replacement instead of 100%. At like 13 years old, we'll pay 60%. At 15 years old, we'll pay 50% of the roof replacement. So what that means is, just for an easy number, if the roof is going to be $20,000 to fix and they said it's 15 years old, they're only going to pay $10,000 to replace it because they're thinking they shouldn't have to pay to replace a roof that um, what they're considering is to be on the later portion of its lifespan. Um, Another big question and conversation we had last week in the meeting I was is, it's a lot of times there'll be information where the seller will say, oh, we put like a 50-year shingle on the house. So it's got a 50-year lifetime expectancy on the shingles we put on the house. And we did that 20 years ago. The insurance companies don't even they don't care about that. They don't look at that. There's no information you can give them to show that this would be helpful. They look at strictly the age of the roof. So it's another kind of thing if you have a seller who's going to be putting a roof on a house or you know somebody's going to do it, and then they're going to be listing the house in the next couple of years, it doesn't help the insurance aspect of it to have a greater lifespan of a shingle, to have an upgraded shingle. And most of the information I'm giving you now is based on like a shingle roof, like a asphalt or an architectural shingle. Metal roofs, different companies have different guidelines. Some of them can go a lot older. Um, a slate roof, if you have anybody that would have something like that, like an old slate roof on the house, can go a lot older as well. But they're the minority that we see. Most of them are just a shingle roof. And that's where they fall into like that 20-year window is the big thing. Um, so I'll kind of stop there for a second and see if anybody has any questions as far as what I said or situational stuff with the roof age or roofing questions as far as insurance is related.
Go ahead, Jim. Yeah.
I've seen recently where there are treatments you can put on the roof that is like the roof shape shingle. That being taken into consideration.
I can't hear if somebody's asking a question.
Companies are offering treatments to put on roofs that they're saying give an extension to the life expectancy. Does that go into consideration for insurance?
Not really right now, unless like a roofer can that's going to be more of a case by case scenario and the company, but they're going to need some type of certified document from a roofer showing that that's been done and see what that does to the and see what that does for the underwriter to approve it. So when you go in to write a home insurance policy, inside the system for a quote, you're literally typing in a year the roof was replaced, not repaired, not treated, the roof was replaced. The client, who's the buyer, is actually signing a contract that shows that roof age. So if they say, oh, this was sprayed with something 2 years ago, and that goes in there, their insurance agent puts that in there for 2023, and then a hailstorm comes through, and the insurance company didn't approve that and finds out that it was a 20-year-old roof, like they could deny the claim for that based on the contract was misrepresented. So if that's something on there, then it's kind of has to be a case by case where we would send it into the underwriter to determine if they approve that or not. So far, most of them are strictly going on the roof age right now. And the reason is home insurance hasn't really shown any profitability in the past few years, right? The insurance companies are still making tons of money. Like I'm not crying boohoo for the insurance companies. They're making more money than ever on auto insurance, and I'm sure you all see that when you pay your auto insurance bill. But the home insurance is not profitable for them, and it's mainly because repair costs are up over 50% over 3 years, and the biggest number of claims right now is roof damage and roof repairs.
Dan, are there any other products out there that are becoming a go-to kind of product for roofing that's helping with loss and mitigation?
There's nothing separate from the home insurance policy now. What's I guess I'd say what's newer now than it was a year ago is the insurance companies are kind of getting a grip on it. They've gotten approved for the rate increases, right? Most people's insurance policies have gone up. So that's why the guidelines expanded from, a 5-year roof to a 10-year roof to a 15-year roof to some of them are a 20-year roof. So they're now trying to say, hey, we need to get the customers because we're going to start becoming profitable. We want to keep the bundle package with the auto insurance. So they're taking on more of a risk tolerance where that goes, but there's no like separate insurance that I know of that you can get to offset the roofing coverage. Some clients are okay with it, as long as they can get approved with a mortgage, if they know they've got a little bit of an older roof and it's on an actual cash value basis, if they know they're only going to be covered for 50% of it, but like it's a 20-year roof, they know their intentions are to replace it anyway in the next couple of years, then if something happens, they're going to get 50% of it covered, or, depending on the age, 70% of it covered. Um, versus the whole thing, but they're planning when they buy the house that they're going to have to replace the roof anyway in the next couple of years if there's no storm. So that's like probably the biggest change is companies didn't used to offer that and now they are. But it's really important. We're trying to make sure we bring that to the customer's attention, right? So I'll give you an example here of where it gets a little hard is Progressive Home Insurance will write a roof up to 10 years old with replacement cost coverage. So that means if you write it this year and it's 9 years old, when it turns 10 years old, they immediately take that off and put it on an actual cash value coverage, send a letter to the client that says, hey, if you want replacement cost, you have to contact us to put it back on your policy. So they'll give it back to the client, but they're sending a letter saying it automatically comes off at a 10-year-old roof. If you want it back on, you need to contact us to add it back onto your policy. So what they're doing is just figuring they're going to pay less on some of these claims. So unless you reach out to them and request that they put on, not for us. Like we don't get any information that says, oh, you can offer your client to add this back on. It goes directly to the client, knowing most of them aren't going to see it and ask for it to be added back on. So again, it's just a matter of like what kind of risk tolerance the client has, but the insurance companies are really trying to, again, it's just the hottest topic is the roof coverages and moving towards this actual cash value over time.
Got one more question, go ahead.
So if you have a seller who discloses like, okay, the roof is 10 years old, or doesn't disclose it at all, does the insurance company look at the new buyer or the person who purchased the property as liable for misinformation? So for example, will that contract be null and void? If I say, hey, I was told the roof is 10 years old, but it's really not.
No, so as long as you have something to provide the documentation, right? So if the seller's disclosure says the roof is 10 years old, that's what the buyer's going off of. That's not like a misrepresentation. If it's unknown, then we have to try and figure out, okay, there's no idea when the roof was replaced. There's no claims on the house that would indicate that the roof has been replaced. Now we find out, okay, like did a home inspection occur on the house? And does the inspector have a general idea? Like, do they think the roof is estimated between 10 and 15 years old? If most of the time we can get an answer somewhere along that. If we don't have any of that information, then we start, you have to look at the pictures of the roof. What kind of condition does it look in? Then the insurance companies will usually tell us, okay, put it in maybe like, they'll try to estimate it too. You can put it in like a 15-year roof, and then they're going to perform an insurance inspection on the house and try and determine the condition of the roof. So no, again, it's really just if the buyer says, hey, the roof's 2 years old and it's not 2 years old, and they know the seller's disclosure says it's 20 years old, that's where you get into the misrepresentation. 90% of the time, the insurance company is doing some type of inspection on the house, whether they're sending somebody out to look at it, whether they're doing like an aerial view of the house, and they're pretty good at determining like somewhat of an age of the roof, not down to a timeline, but if it's going to be eligible. So if a company has a 20-year age limit, like they're going to be able to estimate pretty good off of like a satellite image if that roof is older than 20 years or not. And if they say it is, and the roof just happens to be updated since they got that photo, then we just have to provide them with that information. But most of the time, if the roof is not, if it's older or not in great shape, the insurance company is going to see it in the first 30 to 60 days and let the client know about it.
Dan, how do people go about requesting a CLIA report?
Yeah, so the best thing to do is to put us in contact with the client. We have the golden email to connect us with the client. It's more important now than ever to try and connect us with them within the first like 1 to 3 days of them going under contract. Because things, again, are a little bit more complicated, right? We can get a quote out within the same day, but we want to make sure we're doing best by the client to help them find, shop around through all the companies, find the best discounts for them because the price is going up, look at the clue report, and then, if we have to try and figure out how to determine the age of the roof, we don't want to for their sake, we don't want to be scrambling a week before closing and trying to find them something that's going to fit. We want to get it all out in front of them as early as possible in the transaction. But by connecting us with them for a quote and a clue report, we'll pull it all at one time and look at everything. And then just to kind of reiterate on the clue report, how it works is it looks at the claims on a house from the last 7 years. Claims filed on a house has no impact on the new home buyer. The claims go with the person, not the house. So if the seller has a claim for $100,000 from a year ago, that has no, as long as the repairs were made, that has no impact on the new home buyer's prices or eligibility for a homeowner's policy. So it can't hurt them at all to run the clue report. It can only help them to see whether a claim was disclosed, or if there's been multiple claims, like if there's been 3 or 4 water claims in a house over a 3-year period, like that's going to be an issue. Is the pipes leaking? Are the pipes leaking throughout the house? Are there appliances that are damaged that keep leaking and they're filing insurance claims? Like that's something your buyer is going to want to know. So that's where, like I said, it can only help them. It can't hurt them at all.
The golden letter that you mentioned, will you resend that to me and I'll put it out there on our Facebook group for our agents, because we have a lot of new agents that are unfamiliar with that I'll just reshare that with everybody.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you connect us with the buyers through this the golden email, and I'll provide that over after this. It's all free, right? The clients don't have to go with us for insurance. If they get a better price elsewhere, like they don't have to use it. If they really like who they're working with, they don't have to use it. But it's free quotes through over a dozen insurance companies that we're looking with. And we're going to look at that clue report to see what comes up.
Dan, I'm gonna tag on to that just a minute. Dan he's an independent, and basically he will shop rates for you, basically, is what happens. And I can tell you the last 2 that I've done, one, I was shocked at, and they saved this guy $4,000 a year. Another one was 2,500, and one of them was me. So I was real happy about that. And then the other one was a guy who had insurance. He said, "Yeah, I really like my guy." And I said, "Do me a favor, call them, talk to them." And when he called me back and he said, "Oh my God, I can't believe they can get the rates down."
Yeah.
And they're good companies too. These aren't fly by night companies.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, this is for everyone. This is not just your clients. You as part of this market center, as an individual, can reach out to Dan, and this is for personal use. So just know that he is also here for you, not just your clients. Awesome.
Thank you so much. That was a
Thanks,
great
Dan. We
testimony.
really
I
appreciate it. Yeah, and his contact info is in the vendor stuff, so y'all can reach out to him directly. Anything that you need. Okay. All right. You can hang out if you want to, listen to the rest of the meeting. If not, just you'll email me that stuff and I'll put on our closed Facebook group for all the agents and we'll be good to go.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan.
You want me to go now?
Yeah. You're up.
All right, people. Let's talk. All right, so everybody knows we carry these little computers around in our pockets all day, right? Right? All right, so let's talk about what are beneficial, why we need them, what we should use, what we shouldn't use, all the things, okay? Look, I'm giving you some little papers so you can write them down and talk about whatever you want, whatever. And this is certainly not a do all of them. Please don't do all of them. You're going to have 7,000 apps on your phone like I do right now. Okay? So let's talk through some categories. I'm going to share my screen. Let's talk through some categories first. So we're all trying to get smarter and better and all the things. So let's talk through some like self-improvement apps. And feel free to like chime in with some of these if you guys feel like they are, or if you have something or you use something that other people might find beneficial. I certainly don't have them all. All right, so one of the first things I want to talk about is Audible. We're all supposed to be reading books, right? But we all spend way too much time on our phone. Everybody knows Audible. Everybody's heard of it. Yes, yes.
Audible is awesome.
It's awesome. It's like $8 a month, something like that. And you get a few credits every month to be able to do the things.
So it's kind of a go around.
Yeah.
There's an app called Libby. If
Yep.
you have a library card.
What's it called?
Libby, we're getting to it.
Are you gonna get to it?
Yeah, for sure. So, actually, I'm gonna do this, y'all. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen because y'all don't need to see all of that nonsense. That's not gonna be right now. So Audible. So there are a couple of options, and Libby is one of those options. Libby is an app that goes right through. Oh, let's start with these.
What makes you say that?
Does everybody have? Why are you doing this? Does everybody have this downloaded? If you've ever met with me, you absolutely have it downloaded. Consumer app, make sure you have it downloaded. You don't have to register. You don't have to do the things, but your clients, this is what we're sending to our clients. Yes.
Yes.
If you don't have it, don't know where it is, talk
Come
to
find
Justin.
me.
Yeah.
Does everybody have this? Does everybody know what this is?
Oh, I have that
Raise your hand if you do not have
one.
this app.
Does that open the door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all, if I get to stand outside the door going like, I don't know how to get in. Okay? If you have questions about it, see this app, but this is the open app to get you unlock the
Also,
magnet.
that bolt's on the outside.
There's a lockbox out front.
I knew
There
that.
you
I
go.
thought that sounded nice.
Hold on, it's the lockbox. Does everybody here know what our market center number is?
Yes.
347. The lockbox outside, if you don't have your super, there's also a roll, like old school 4-digit. It's 0347.
That's how I can.
0347. I know. Tell anybody. But anyway, in case you guys don't have your super key, you can still get in as long as you have your phone with the app.
That's the app.
Are
Yes.
we still using the Kelly app? Is that still?
No.
Kelly app. Oh, I forgot about her.
Kirk with a throwback.
Oh,
Okay, listen. So Audible. Another option is Libby. Libby has. It's through your local library. So if you have a library card, you can go and digitally check out books, magazines, whatever. Okay, so if you don't want to spend the $8 a month to own the book that you'll keep forever, you can download it and check it out digitally, and then it will go away if you want to do that. And you can also use that for your like if you've got the e-Kindle app or something like that on your device, you can read it on there as well. You can do those. LIBDY. Yep.
And you can go online, you get like a library card, like go.
Yeah.
Go and just
It's all online.
fill out
Yep.
the information,
100%.
and then you get a library card too.
Then you can move counties and keep your old library card too. Okay, another one is Spotify. Everybody's heard of Spotify. Spotify has podcasts, audiobooks, not just your music. Okay, so you can also go in and have access to it that way. There's free versions, there's the paid version. Paid version doesn't get you ads and all of that kind of stuff, and it opens up some more of the podcasts and books. Podcasts. If you're an Apple user, if you're a weirdo who has an Android, I think
Hey.
Antenna Pod. Enough said. Okay. ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Copilot, whatever it is that you use, have it on your phone, people. Have it on your phone. You can pull it up, you can talk. So you can have conversations, you can chat in there instead of having to type it all up. And it'll all save if you go back to the desktop version to get it. Okay? Everybody with me?
ChatGPT doesn't work on a desktop, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's got a desktop app, and you can also go to the website, and it'll all, as long as you're signed in, because it's all cloud-based, it talks to it all.
If I haven't been able to.
Come talk to me. Come talk to me. I use it literally all the time, and there's an app that it's literally the app on my, it's
Yeah.
saved on mine.
I know that my phone works, my tablet works.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. All right, any other that I'm missing? I'm gonna kind of blow through this because we don't have a ton of time, so I just want to make sure that y'all are good. Any that I'm missing that you can think of?
What's Notebook L?
Oh, did I not talk about that? Okay, Notebook LM is a fabulous app. You can do it online or you can do it on an app. You can take information. It's an AI platform that you can take information. If you go to ChatGPT, you go to Gemini, it's pulling from the interwebs, right? You want to be able to go, hey, I only want to pull from the MREA, the one thing, ninja selling, blah, blah, blah. Like these are the sources that you want to pull from because that's the information that you want to gather. It will take all of that information. It will create you a chatbot. Chatbot meaning you can go in and ask it questions and do whatever, and it will pull from the sources that you input. You can input sources from books, from PDFs, from YouTube videos, from whatever you can add it in there.
Of town.
That's cool.
Wow.
Amazing.
Come to the AI class. We talk about all these things. Because we don't have to, or we can spend the next hour talking about Notebook LM for real. It'll also create, let's say you've got all these YouTube videos because you're trying to learn information and you upload all of these 6 hours worth of YouTube videos. Well, we don't have 6 hours to sit and watch YouTube videos, but it will condense, it will take all of that information and it will create for you a radio show type podcast that will then give you a 15 to 20 minute podcast that you can listen to. Oh, and by the way, side note, you can hit the button and ask it a question. And it will go, oh, look, we've got a caller that's called in. Here's what and it will answer your question based on the sources that you put in.
Yeah.
Under the AI, you got all kinds of fun stuff.
Why you drown and do a podcast?
You like having Sally Mobley.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So listen, AI classes every month. We talk about wonderful things like this.
When is it?
I don't
The
know,
22nd,
end
I think.
What if
Oh, is it on the calendar?
It's on the calendar. It's a
Oh,
funny
okay.
thing. It's written on the board.
The 22nd,
Yeah.
after Pancake Palooza.
Yeah.
Do what Dara says.
Let's go get fat and then come back and learn about AI. I'll get
Right
that. Okay. All right. Productivity apps. Productivity apps.
You there?
We all have Google workspaces through our KW account. And through your KW, so use Google Drive, y'all. Use Google Drive. Here's a side note. I don't know if this is, I don't know, pretend like you're. So if for some reason you're not with this company anymore, or you're not with this office anymore, no one should ever leave, but just in case. Your documents and your stuff, you might lose access to it. Right? And you're talking to clients, you're talking to whatever, you need to pull up the forms, you need to pull up information, you need to pull up the MLS report, you need to pull up save it in Google Drive so that when you're out and about, you pull it up and you have easy access to it. Purdue R. Keller Williams, you have almost unlimited storage in there. So use it. Evernote and OneNote are essentially similar. Does anybody in here use either one of those?
Evernote.
So I used OneNote, which is about the only Microsoft product that I use. And it is how I live my life. So it's here on this, I will share real quick.
Does that have templates?
Yes, and I don't use them. So you can see like all of this is all kinds of crap that I keep stored in here. And inside, we'll just talk about church for a while. Let's go to church. And inside here, you can talk about you can break it up into notebooks, you can break it up into classes, you can do the things, you can make papers, like literally live and die by this, especially me because I'm a dork who writes all my stuff down and everything I have is digital because I don't carry notebooks around because ADD doesn't allow that for me. Okay. Evernote does something similar. You can take pictures. So when I come to these classes and I'm taking pictures and stuff, everybody's taking pictures on their phones. Well, I just take a picture right in there and then you can draw on the picture. You can make notes. You can annotate. You can do all of the things straight from there. Okay. iPhones has the Notes app. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay. Evernote's very similar. Notion. Anybody here use Notion? Where's Woodland? The one time that he is the biggest proponent of it. You use Notion? You love it? So people that use it love it.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a task manager / goal setting.
It's everything.
It's all of your organization in one place that you can go in and draw pictures and do whatever.
Ever want me to nerd out, I can show you my Notion. But it's very cool. You can really make it whatever you want it to be, and there's templates.
And there is a massive learning curve. Right? So here's my advice to any of these apps. Y'all don't get bogged down. Find something that's easy for you to use, because I've gone down the Notion route numerous times. And every time I get into it, it just becomes cumbersome to me. Again, a lot of that's ADD though. So I just start to lose interest. TickTick is another one that's similar to Notion. Very goal driven, very task management oriented, all of that kind of stuff. It's very, very robust. I'm just getting into it because I had a friend of mine tell me about it, and it's pretty dang cool. Okay, Genius Scan.
I love it.
Yes.
Okay, Genius Scan.
It is awesome.
Where are my Apple users? Okay, y'all know we have a scan on here. Yes, through the app, through the Notes app. You hold it down, it brings up a menu and it says scan documents.
I know.
Okay, here we
Yeah.
go. Okay, back to the sharing screen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see.
Okay. So Notes app, whoops. On the icon, you don't have to go anywhere. On the icon, you hold it down, it brings up a checklist, it brings up a list, and you can scan document. And then it goes right into scanning the documents.
So when the agency.
And all you gotta do is hold over it.
Wow,
It will scan it for you,
that is awesome.
and it auto scans it, or you can manually scan it, and then you can go back in and edit. It'll save it to your, and then from there I can edit it and flip it and all the things. Everybody with me?
And scanning is better than photo because
Please.
it's much cleaner
Y'all
and
don't-
it trims the edges and that kind of stuff.
Y'all are professional agents. If the one of y'all sends me a picture of a document, I'm choking one of y'all. Do not send a picture of a document, y'all. It's ridiculous. There's too much good technology out there for that to happen. Okay.
So cool.
All right. So you have that built in if you want to use that. If not, Genius Scan is another great option. That again, you can then take those documents and save them. Okay. Everybody with me?
Yep.
What else we got? Anybody else? Anything else? Anybody using anything that I'm not using? TCs, anything? You have your own things.
Yeah.
Like forget it all. Nobody's just doing anything productive other than
You
you.
can also, I believe, I don't know about Google Drive, but through OneDrive, you can also scan save documents.
Yep, Dropbox allows it too. If you
Yep.
guys want to use Dropbox, you can do that too. Okay.
With all this other stuff, Dropbox, unless you're doing something big,
Yeah.
Dropbox is almost.
Yeah. I don't use
Yeah, especially because we have the full Google suite. So everything that we do inside Docs or Sheets or slides or anything that we're doing like that, it's just so much easier to check. And then as we're sending Google emails, you can send it directly from there and you don't have to go track it down on your computer and do the things. Okay, content creation. Who's creating content? All right. Obviously, your socials, right? We know about all of that kind of stuff. Canva, have the app.
I've got Canva. I have a yearly subscription to it.
Yes.
I understand it now that Keller Williams has it. Do I need to keep paying that thing, or is that included?
Okay, so that's a loaded question that I don't have a full answer for yet, that we'll have answers for next week. Attend like a camp. So my understanding is, please, this is off the unofficial whatever until it officially comes out from Keller Williams, but my understanding is that we will all have paid accounts, we'll all have pro accounts, and they will be enterprise accounts, meaning that even what we have as a pro account, it'll be expanded a little bit, and it's going to be fully integrated into Command and fully integrated with Command. So yes.
They're saying September.
Okay.
Yeah, but we won't know.
But-
They're doing a whole thing on it next week at Mega Camp, so I think we'll have more details. They're just kind of keeping it until next week.
Stay tuned.
Yes, it is happening. We just don't have an exact.
Yeah, I
date
just don't
on
have a
it.
date.
You can cut off if you're paid and.
Just
get
keep
into
the, just keep the page, just do the thing. And Canva has its own AI features.
Thing with Canva, if we're doing it through Keller Williams, would that be something that they monitor, or do we need to just only have real estate on that? Like we're doing other content.
No, you're fine. It'll be your account through there. Not a big deal. I mean, I wouldn't do illegal things through there. I mean, that's a decision you got.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but so Canva has its own AI, right? So if you guys don't know this, you can go in and go, hey, I'm trying to create a template for X, Y, and Z, and it will spit it out, like it will give you some options and be able to do that one. Yes, sir.
Do you use, or have you used, or does anyone in here use Adobe Express for any artwork and the Canvas type stuff?
Not anymore.
I have.
No.
I have in the
You use
past.
both? Yeah, I use the Adobe to do the background. Like you can use record yourself doing a video.
Yeah.
As long as you don't move a lot, you can take yourself out of that video and then take it to Adobe and create a background. They have AI as well. You can tell them I want like lampshades or something in the background. It'll put it there and then you take it back to where you're creating video from.
So can you?
Daryl, I'm gonna go ahead and stop you right
Can
there.
you do that?
You don't need to do that. No, no, listen, Canva has its own video editor.
Yes.
That you
This
are
is why
familiar
I'm
with.
asking.
Yes,
Because Adobe Express I've used for years and it still frustrates the hell
I
out of me.
know,
So what I was trying to figure out is Canva
Yes.
an easier platform to use?
1000%.
Okay.
The learning curve is a lot less.
But I didn't know what you just told me there.
I know, that's why we didn't catch that. Listen, I love this man. I love this man, but I'm just telling you, I just knew where we were at. So Canva has its own video editor. That, by the way, competes with CapCut's video editor.
That's the one that,
Thea is like the expert on.
master.
I don't use it very often.
Yeah.
And now that Canva had a video editor that was okay, and they have dumped a ton into it, and they are literally going after CapCut. So I just use that. It's better. Right? It's easier to use. The learning curve is much less, and it's just easier to use. And I'm already using Canva at a very high level for other creation stuff. So for the video portion of it, just makes sense.
So that we're thinking September, Darren?
Yes. Yes, we'll know more next week.
I was gonna say, yeah.
We'll know more next week.
Yeah, we'll have
They're doing a
I mean,
whole.
I've used it before. It seems easier, but I've got so much stuff in Adobe that I haven't been able to manage.
convert it. It's easy. We'll get you. Yep, we'll get you.
I'll talk to you soon.
You're so brilliant.
Bob is? Oh,
Bob too.
it's gonna cost me money.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you get into long form videos, Opus Clip, has everybody heard about Opus Clip? Right? Jared talked about it a couple weeks ago. So if you take long format videos that you want to chop up into the little segments that you see on Reels or Shorts or TikTok or whatever your platform is, Opus Clip will do that for you. Through AI just does the things. We talked about ManyChat a little bit. So ManyChat is a chat bot that it's primarily on Instagram. But it will, it's a whole AI generated, you've seen it where people like, oh, type sandwich to get my latest recipes of whatever. And you could do something like that. And that ManyChat is what sends all of that out on the back end. And we'll have, again, we can talk about this stuff later. Meta Business Suite needs to be on your phone, especially if you're doing any type of ads. Control it from your phone, follow your clicks, follow what you're paying, all the things. Okay. Teleprompter, if you're doing videos, you might know what teleprompter, pretty self-explanatory, right? So you put in the script, which you created on ChatGPT, but now you read it so it sounds natural. And you don't have to memorize all the things. Has anybody heard of Cubicasa? Anybody? Who in here pays your people to put floor plans together for you? You have this through Georgia MLS. And it literally, you will take it and it pulls up a video and you will walk the room and you will scan the room, you will scan the room and you will scan the room and it will create floor plans for you.
Wow, is that what you have, Melissa?
I don't have that one, but I have it.
You have something.
Yeah, Holly can.
So we have that through Georgia MLS. So if you go to Georgia MLS, look at it. If you just go to the front page where it's got all of the,
All the icons
all the
on it,
icons
yeah.
or whatever, you'll see Cubicasa on there. If you are into podcasts or creating podcasts, anybody here? I know Thea was doing one. Is anybody interested in creating one, Daryl? So Anchor is a free podcast platform through Spotify. that is pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. It'll do all the things. Everybody with me so far?
Are you gonna share these slides?
Sure. Sure, no problem.
Beats the hell out of a listing book.
What's a listing?
Oh, come on.
Exactly.
You set me up for that one. Okay, everybody feel good? What's anybody using that I'm not talking about? Anybody using anything? No? Okay, let's talk real estate specific, ma'am.
I was just saying, for content, copy and contract.
Coffee and contract, but that's a platform that you can get into, right? Yeah, versus an app specific.
Oh, sure.
Okay. So let's talk through this. Other than your command app and your KW consumer app. RPR, everybody's familiar with that by now, hopefully? Yes? Yes?
Are people using that a lot right now, or?
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's a great quick resource to pull, especially if it's kind of a last minute showing, if it's a last minute whatever. But sometimes I'll pull it too, just because I want to compare the value to the other CMAs that I'm on.
So it's a CMA platform?
It's a CMA platform, but yeah, and it'll pull all kinds of reports and stuff.
I haven't
Yeah.
used it yet. I've seen it a lot.
Yeah, it's a great resource for sure. Showing time, have it on your phone. Everybody knows. Connect Now, does everybody know what Connect Now is?
GMLS?
Georgia MLS, yeah. So this is Georgia MLS's app that you can go in and search with. What about MLS Touch? Everybody's familiar with that one? Yeah, because y'all all look like dumbfounded. This is FMLS's search app. When you log into it, it'll ask you to pick your state. It'll ask you to pick your MLS, and FMLS is listed on there, and you can pull it up, and now you've got on the go FMLS searches as well, instead of having to go to the screen and website and search it, and where it's this big and it's not optimized for mobile.
So much.
What about HomeSnap, Justin? Is that still used?
Yeah, I still use it. I still use it for sure. Anybody here use HomeSnap? Yeah.
Showing time for.
Scheduling showings, monitoring your showings for your listings, editing listing information if you need to edit it for your buyers, for your sellers. Yep. Yeah, you can block out showings. You can control all the things.
It's getting expensive and it saves you
Yeah,
a
it's great.
ton of time.
Yeah.
And you have access to it. Like if you just go through this and log in with your MLS, you're fine. Like you've got access to it. Does everybody have Zillow on there? Look, y'all, your people are looking at it. Know what your clients are doing, right? Don't be blindsided by, oh, well, the Zestimate says that my house is XYZ, or the Zestimate says that this house is XYZ. Yes, sir. What is Zillow?
No, this is.
You don't pay for
I'll
showing
wait,
time.
we have to
See?
go back a step.
You don't pay for showing time. You used to pay for showing time. It's now included in MLS. You're getting ripped off. We'll talk later. DocuSign.
I'm a pro.
Yes.
If
Do
you
not
talk
ask Julie
to
for
them about
advice.
tackling,
We'll talk afterwards. I'll show you. I'll prove it to you.
all of the components are free. All of them.
I'm going to show you.
There's one.
DocuSign, download the app so that you can see the documents, right? So you can monitor when things get signed, when things don't get signed. You can sign papers from there. Earnest, does everybody know what Earnest is?
Great.
Everybody?
How does that work? It's
So
great.
Earnest is a third-party holder of earnest money. So if your people want to, I keep saying your people, like if your clients want to put earnest money and they don't want to write a check, or look, my kids these days, they're like, what's a check? John, you're probably like, what's a check? I don't know. So if they don't want to do that and they want to send it digitally and have it digitally held, they want to wire the money to Earnest as a third-party company that will do that. And you go in and you pick our brokerage. It says in there, you pick our brokerage as the holder of it, and it's a third-party company. That does
You could Venmo it.
It's like,
it. Ish.
they're not the holder, like you're still designating.
Yeah, you're still
the holder.
designating it here. There is the
It's a-
transaction piece.
And there's a fee, yeah. There's a fee.
It's a wire company.
Yeah,
There-
so you can do it online.
Yeah, there is a fee, but
It's great.
But it's
So-
very minimal,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of clients that it's
Like-
like.
Supra?
It's like
$15.
investor.
everybody have the Super app, E-key, the whole thing. What about land glide? Anybody using land glide in here? Anybody? I know Bob has gotta be. Hey, I use it, no, dude, and it's a paid, listen, land glide is a paid app and I
Well,
would.
yeah, you can get like
Yeah.
that for free.
Okay.
You
It
can get
doesn't-
free,
It
but
doesn't do what it's supposed to.
Yeah, listen, land glide, if you're ever looking at lots,
Same
and
with
here's
Blueprint.
my disclosure. Listen to me,
Yes.
listen to me. Make sure if you use land glide
Or regrid.
or regrid, that you make it very clear that that is not the official property lines that you're walking to. That's straight from Mr. Maxey too.
And I have one, I'll tell you right now, that we walked property lines, I did disclose that, and we are looking at a 0.7 acre difference in a 4.5 acre piece of property. So
That's.
just be aware that that's, yeah, it's a lot. It's pretty accurate in terms of location. So, you know, you can, if you feel like you're standing next to the corner, you probably are standing next to the corner, but it does not.
It's not exact.
It's not exact.
That point.
Yeah. I think it's great to use. Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
listen, I think it's a great one.
Yeah.
But it's not an official one. Until you have a surveyor come out and mark pins,
It's just to get a.
it's a give you a general idea of where, generally where this could be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's not gonna tell you that the property line's against that wall when you're standing here. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be fairly close, but
We talked about another one recently that I was out walking property with and I didn't catch what it was. So
I don't know. This is the one I use and
That's the most popular.
I love it and I'm out in the things. Yes, ma'am.
Question, since we're on the real estate topic, you mentioned earlier about just in case someone leaves this office or KW, is there a CRM that you recommend?
No.
No.
Because for lots of reasons. Here's why. One, you're here and you literally have it built in for you. So what and you're already paying for it. Okay, so why would you go pay for another one that you don't need to use? And I'm talking to all of my people that have been in here and won't use commands. Right, so but there's no, if you go and you get outside of command and you do whatever and you want to use it, then that's cool. I use commands. It's what I'm comfortable with. It's got all the tools that I need to make my business run. It's not the end all be all. Listen, I'm the tech trainer here, right? It is not the end all be all. It's freaking pretty good.
Well, and I just want to add to that. So just know that for any agent that has said, hey, you know, like we just had one that moved out of state. And so you get a window where you can upload everything in command to take with you. If you called today and said, I'm leaving, bye Felicia, I'd be like, okay, we still give you 48 hours to download it. Or if you needed more time. So just know, like every market center is different, but how we operate here, if you want the contents of it, it's your content. We own the CRM system, but it's your information, it's your contact. You can download all of that and take all that with you. So just know that's not, that part is not an issue. So
But as far as another CRM
but don't
goes,
get the idea.
I wouldn't, but it's not, as far as other CRM goes, look, who else in here? I know, what do you use?
Command.
You're on command for time to show. You're not. What do you use? What were you using?
I've used
Follow Up Boss,
Top Producer,
Top Producer.
Agent 2000.
What did you spend for Top Producer?
Top Producer was $39 for the first account, and I had 2 accounts, so it was essentially $70.
Okay. So,
And
it gets way more expensive.
And let me just tell you this, yeah, it does get more expensive. None of them, not one of them is the end all be all.
Right, sure.
Because there are certain components of some that are great and the other components aren't so great. So if I'm gonna do that, I'd rather do one that's specific to our business, specific to our company,
And that you're already paying.
and that they are constantly putting new plans and all that kind of stuff. You and I talked about smart plans, and I've been looking at all these smart plans, and all the ones that are available are amazing.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. All right, listen, I'm gonna get out of here, but look, one last thing. Be safe, people. Be safe. Okay, have y'all heard of these?
Yeah.
Literally, be safe, forewarn. Especially if you're taking cold calls or you're doing whatever, make sure you know where you're going and make sure people know where you're going. Okay? Thank you, I'm done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Frank.